Today I'm going to walk you through how I repave my WSL setup. So how do I begin this process? First step is creating a new issue. And I have a template for WSL repaving. And the YouTube repave. And that's pretty much it. This will be a video. And there's another one that I use, which is how it is made. This is for when I'm over explaining things. There we go. Submit new issue. All right, now I have an issue that's ready to rock. So we can see here that I have the first step. But I just realized that I do have another first step, and I'm gonna make a note of this in the template, or sorry, in the issue is, in the template, I should add a step to ensure all repos are synced, so I don't lose any hanging details. So I can do that from here. So I can just do mr status, and it looks like, oh, okay, I do have, what? Ah, that was cool. I didn't expect that to actually show. I thought I had everything cleaned up, but it looks like I do have modification. It's because I added tabula rasa to my repositories. I'm not going to go into detail about the tools that I'm using. MR is just a tool to handle multiple repositories. So I'm going to add that to that config. Add tabula rasa to MR config. And I'm going to put this in this issue. Oh, what is issue 64? Oh, I need that. Where is that? Oh, let's hide that. Not push, git push. Okay. And now we see that all the repos are good. So I think that's going to be a nice improvement to make sure I don't, as I start doing more stuff on my personal PC, I'm sort of getting back into the habit of programming again and doing some technical things on my home LAN while I'm on this career break. So it's more likely that I might leave some uncommitted stuff hanging, and it's good to just call that out and say, hey, make sure you check that out. I think that should be the only thing I should inspect. I don't want, if anything else is going to be, is not data, it's going to be system state that the whole repave process is meant to flesh out. So that's nice. So, okay. Yeah, that's fine as a single comment. Now, what was the first step? I need to go to PowerShell. And this is going to die, so, but I won't do anything yet. I already know that so if I do get execution policy, yeah, unrestricted. It says it should be remote signed. I was probably tinkering with some stuff on this, so I should probably fix that at some point. That's fine. So I need to go into micro workspace, infra, holders, Windows. And here you'll see that, okay, so what am I doing? I'm going to use the Ubuntu distribution. If I do a WSL Yeah, it doesn't specify what version of Ubuntu that is. It'll just be the latest. Now, it's not 2024, so I'm not anticipating a new version of Ubuntu. One could argue that I should hard code that to 22.04 and test the 24.04 when it comes out. But again, this is a low risk environment. I'm not going to be punished for wasting time or anything like that. So I'll happily pull in the latest version of Ubuntu when it happens and see what breaks and then fix it as I go. I'm not optimizing necessarily always to get up to be productive as soon as possible. I'm part of this process is to deal with the latest changes early so I can learn how they break things and fix them while the context is fresh. Now, in a team environment, this does help because I might be the first person to deal with these issues, and if I can fix them, I fix them for everyone, and that should make people happy. All right, let's just run the Repave. Dun, dun, dun. I think because I had already downloaded Ubuntu, it just reused the same image that was already here, so that's fine. I always create a user called WSL. I wonder, I should maybe make a note of that. I'm not sure. And if that works, that's this step done. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked it. Oh no, okay, we're good. All right, so, oops. Probably the same, yep, 2204. All right, now what's the next step? It wants me to do this, okay. Clone the repo. Then go into that. Now, the script that I'm going to run, this is a long shell script that does all the apt installations. Here you can see that, well, I will open it up in a separate tab here, in fact. Let's do that, because we're going to have it running, and it does take a while. I'll go here. I know there's keyboard shortcuts for navigating GitHub. I need to learn those. Okay, so rather than watching it here, let's just run coalesce this machine. And I'm expecting this to fail because I've done quite a few changes to everything since then. But here we can see that what it's going to do. Imperatively, it's going to configure WSL. What does that mean? So it's going to populate the etc WSL conf. So it's going to set the host name. It's going to say to not generate a host file or the resolve.conf. That's because I'm using my own DNS server. Let's see. Configure DNS. That's where I put in my DNS server. It's asking for sudo password again. Cool, it's doing lots of stuff. Symlinks all the things. So that is, I think, down here. This is where I get all my dot files. Yeah, so I get my GPG agent stuff, tmux, git config, mr config, ASDF config. I just learned the other day that ASDF is a simple dependency framework, I believe is what that stands for. I thought it was just, ASDF is like on a QWERTY keyboard is, the four first letters in the middle row. Anyways, I set up, I want ZSH to be my default shell. And did it? It completed already. Yeah, that makes sense, because if it was able to install 1Password, then we got there. That was faster than I was expecting. So what else did it do? It installed Delta, which is a git diff tool that I use that I'm tinkering around with. It does all the Docker related stuff that I need. So I'm downloading. Oh, this might be something where. Oh yeah, it does cat etc os release, and it echoes the version code name. So that would actually handle the new version of Ubuntu there, I think. It's hard to say without actually testing it until the new version of Ubuntu actually comes out. And installs the regular packages that I need. I have to do some workaround that I don't quite understand, but we'll see if that actually works when we launch it. A bunch of other packages that I need, some packages that I need for Python to install properly, which we haven't. Oh no, we did install Python. Where was that? I see that's the part that I'm surprised me, because normally I thought that takes a long time to do. Yeah, okay, it did do it. Nice, okay. So let's go back to our checklist. Oh, and then it says background light. Actually, no, we want background dark. Okay, I think that works. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at that, see if... okay, I can exit all that. Okay, now it wants me to reboot. Oh, whoops, I shouldn't have closed PowerShell. Why do I reboot? It's so that the WSL.conf takes effect. Yeah. So now if I do WSL list, yeah, it shows them as both stopped. Okay. Okay, so now the way that I get into WSL is with Alacrity. Okay, it should be launching the VM. Okay, we're in. Nice. So the next thing is initialize 1Password. Now I'm not going to show you this part, and I will cut it out, and when I'm back, this should be all set up. Okay, and we're back. I should be able to log into my password manager and get my SSH keys. Cool. And GPG OP, so GPG 1Password is a tool that I made. And this will get my This will get my GPG keys so I can sign all my commits. Okay. So that's done. And now I need to... Okay, so now I'm ASDFing all the things. I should actually just be able to copy that, right? Oh, interesting. Okay, so ASDF install, yep. Shell check plugin is not installed. Okay. Command not found. Oh, that's probably because I need to do ASDF reshim. No, let's restart. And I'll make a note of that. Okay, so I want this to be isolated to my infra repo. So I do need to do this in the infra repo. Oh, it didn't install Python. Oh. Shell check plugin is not installed. Yeah, okay. I added shell check, but there's a plugin that needs to be added, and I clearly didn't. Shell check ASDF plugin. See, this is what the whatchamacallit, the Repave steps are for. No, that's... I think I just need to do plugin add, because I think it's a supported one by ASDF. Cool. Okay, so that copy and paste would have worked, but need to fix ASDF steps. Add shell check plugin. Also note that it should be done in the infrastructure repo. That's the sometimes awkward thing with ASDF, is that it is, what would you say? I guess contextual to the directory that you're in, and it does it in a hierarchy. This is, okay, this is the step that I thought, see, I thought the script actually installed Python. Wait a second. Oh, okay, so this does it at so this is what I was saying about the ASDF and its directory context. So I installed Python in my user context. Wait a second. I don't think it installed properly. I should have tried, no, wait. Yeah, okay. It didn't install. And if I make this 4. Oh, my Vim stuff. This is a big thing that I changed as well recently. Okay, this should be fun. Okay, let's ignore that. I'm not sure if that worked properly. We'll see. Okay, we're encountering lots of problems in this one, which is good. This is the purpose for doing this. It appears Python didn't get installed at all through the coalesce this. This is one of those things where it really takes a full repave to flesh out some of the issues, because when you're working with a system that's already up and running and working, there's a lot of prerequisites that you sort of take for granted and don't know that are there. That's fine. Let's continue following the script though. By script I mean the this part. And I'm not going to, nothing's suggested I should open up Vim yet, so I'm not going to note that until the other stuff happens. So I'm going to go back into infra. We did the ASDF install, so now I'm going to do the pip install Ansible. And then I'll do Okay, we're back. I cut out some of the runtime there. And then what was the other command that we need to do? Ansible Galaxy. Oh, already installed. Okay. Not sure how. Maybe it's included in Ansible now. That's my guess. I'll have to look into that. So I'll make a note. Is what did I run again? It's Ansible POSIX, now part of regular Ansible now. Okay, that's that step done, and leaves us with a bunch of questions. And one could also look at that and say, like, hey, why didn't I put this into the script? Now, the problem that was struggling with ASDF is the bootstrap problem, is that I'm running a script where at the beginning of running that script, so that coalesce this machine script, this one, and when you first run it, ASDF doesn't exist. And this script is responsible for installing it, but then if at some point in this script you need ASDF, your environment isn't set up at that time. Because setting up ASDF is not only the stuff that is done in the script, but it's also as part of right here in my ZSHRC. So you get into these weird circular dependencies. So I wasn't comfortable putting it into, well, I did put in ASDF install Python in the coalesces machine script, and it didn't work. So clearly there's some issues with that using ASDF. Perhaps repaving requires two phases. You have your coalesces machine phase, and then you have your ASDF bootstrap phase. I'm not sure. And that's why I've left it out intentionally, because I'm still not 100% sure how I want to resolve this. And the simplest thing is just put it in this checklist for now. And perhaps after a few iterations, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable on how to manage it. Okay, so I need to unlock this repository. Nothing changed, okay. So I have, in my secrets, I have like my Terraform state in here, and I have my encrypted Gandhi DNS provider key in there for Terraform. So what I want to do is I want to make sure Terraform works. And I need to authenticate. So it looks for a file that is like this, and that's how I get my git crypt key. Cool. And now to this will make me do some NeoVim. Nice. Okay. Now a whole bunch of things aren't working, and that's expected as well. I'm just surprised that things aren't. Is this because, okay, so it did open up the file, which is good. I'm gonna leave the Vim stuff till the end. You document the steps get there we go. Okay, so is this 28th? 29th. Okay. Good, so now I have a changed file. So this will test Git, and it will also test Terraform. There we go. And we see it. Yep. I should make this window a little bit larger. There we go. So I can see that TXT record was created. Awesome. So Terraform works. Okay, configure the Pi. Main playbook. You may have recognized this from my last video using Gum. Yes, of course I trust it. I will always blindly trust it. Okay, so Terraform is working. I can access my Pi. That's great. Okay. Cool, I can clone all my repositories. I don't even think I have a step for make Vim work. So, I think we're getting close to the end. I think one thing I don't have enough of is like verification steps. But again, like that's why each run of this, I will do something, something to exercise the system that I know that it works. And so as I start, doing more programming, for example, or more blogging or whatever, that will encourage me to do something with that project to ensure that, okay, I have a working system. Might be like running the tests or something like that. So I can clone all the repos. All right, so that's, do I care about TLDR that much now? I'm not sure yet. But first off, I'm going to make this the same version. Okay. So in order for that to work, I need to go into workspace, TLDR. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Oh, do I have? Okay, I got completion there. Yeah, okay. And then I need to do pip sol-r. Wait a second. Okay, so that was sorry, I wasn't talking while I was doing, but this is a tool that I really like. Just provides you too long didn't read on a bunch of terminal commands, and I was thinking of using it as a replacement for this checklist, but then as you can sort of see, I need this checklist in order to make this checklist work. So I'm torn on necessarily how to use it. So I might do something like this and just make it a notes file, but I don't know, like that, it just seems to be overly complicated. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep on using it. And I've been waiting on a pull request on this repo for a year, so I don't have my hopes up that they're going to use it. The TLDR setup is a bit confusing. Like I'm lucky that I sort of had those steps memorized, but I could easily see myself forgetting what those steps were. Let's put those into instructions. And I think I checked out the correct branch by accident, which is nice. Okay. We have some changes now. So we have the Terraform state, I have the dot versions. Am I okay putting all these in one commit? I think I am. Okay, I gotta see if I... does this have a... Okay, I'm not using a... yeah... what was I going to say? I'm not using a submodule for the theme. I remember changing that, so... Cool, that worked. Now, should I install... look at adding Hugo setup for the good enough money step. So that should belong in that repo, I would say. Ooh, okay, this is the one that bit me last time. So, is Docker running? No, so... Dun dun dun! It's working! Okay. Oh... I should have picked a smaller one. I should have picked Alpine. Okay, so I can pull an image. Nice. So Docker is working. And we're at the last step. So yeah, let's... Oop, do, do, do. So I do this recording so I can just look at past versions. One, with the Docker related one, it was related to the Linux kernel that I had, and so I had to make sure I did the relevant Windows updates in order to get the new Windows Linux kernel, which is, never thought I'd be saying that, but here we are. Computers are a confusing beast. Here I'm running Windows and running like a Linux subsystem on Windows, and then running containers in that subsystem. Like it's, oh dear. Anyways, okay. So what do I need to do next? I haven't committed, so I should do that. That will test that I can Yeah. Aha, okay, cool. My git duet configuration works. Yeah, I know my Vim is gonna break, but that's fine. And write some graffiti. That's fine. This is issue 64. And okay, good. Our signing. Awesome. Can I push? No, that's because I need to do update remotes. Cool. So I had to run update remotes because you'll see. It's easier to just show than tell. There we go. It just updates the URL to use the Git URL rather than the HTTPS one, so it uses SSH keys. Sweet. Okay, so we have a lot of steps to look at. So let's go from the beginning. Yeah, so I need to update that step. Yeah. Yeah, I need to figure out the ASDF workflow when bootstrapping. I think the main thing is to get my NeoVim working. Oh, I need npm. That's right. I'm gonna just copy some shell script from the internet. Yeah, this is it. I think I already have that in my ZSHRC. Did it add it again? Nope. No, yeah, that's good. Okay, so nvm. Okay. nvm install LTS. Now, I should probably put this into my tools config rather than, because I'm not going to be, well, I don't know how much node related stuff I'll be doing, but I do need npm because some of the language servers are implemented in JavaScript. So I think that might be it. So init Lua 8, okay. Yeah, it's in the LSP stuff. And attempt to index field key map. Oh, I know what it is. Look at my NeoVim version. Aha. Okay, yes. Oops. I need... Why? Okay, I clearly forgot to document this. Did I even put the NeoVim stuff into an issue? Oh, I did. Good. I remember noticing that I had to get the newer version of NeoVim. Where was that? Yep. Backports? No. Yep. Did I not provide any links? Oh, Scott from 3 weeks ago. Okay. Oh, I even mentioned ASDF to manage Node.js. Okay. All right, so yeah, that's NeoVim, Ubuntu, unstable. Aha. There we go. I need to do this. Now, yeah, this is the thing that I do need to move into the automation. So that's fine. And then, yeah. Stop clicking on links. Oh, remote remove. What is wrong with my typing? Now we got 10. Okay, cool. Hey! Doing all the things. So the one thing I don't like about my NeoVim configuration is the fact that it was so what's the word, like a little bit intimidating when it starts up. You get all these errors, which is not so nice. All right, so let's open up something. Cool. Do I have? Yeah, bash ls. There we go. Okay. Now I got some warnings. So what is this? LSP. Oh no. Do I have? Okay, there's my funny fuzzy finder. That's working. What is it? Aha, VD. Yeah. Can't follow non-constant. Okay, cool. So I got my NeoVim configuration working. So I'm gonna link to this comment. Neo and Vim issues are documented in bah. Just need to add the steps to the template or automate. No, adding the steps to the template is fine because I might just choose to automate instead of updating the template. That is quite fine. All right. That's working. That's working. That's working. Cool. The only thing left to do is to make this template slightly better. So if we look at here, we have, let's just, yeah. So one of the steps that I said was to, yeah, let's down. What is this? Check repos for uncommitted stuff. CD, and then that's that. I'll put this in here. Okay, so that's one. Yep. Add. Oh yeah, I need to add the shell check plugin to the step. So let's do that. Sort of a little frustrating that you have to do that, but that's fine. Need to document the steps to, okay, so I did do that. This was also a good example of where I encounter a problem, and sometimes I will just go, okay, I'm gonna set this aside. I know it's a problem. I'm gonna push through the checklist and then come back to it. That's because I don't know the scope of the issue. Because if it's a big, it could have been a big issue where I'm like, I'm going to spend an hour trying to figure this out. Or it might be, yeah, I did document this in a previous task and I know how to fix it. But I don't know. I don't know that going into it. If I knew everything in advance going into it, then there would be no issues, would they? But I just decided at that moment in time, say, like, I'm not going to look into it now. I will look into it later. And luckily it wasn't too bad. The TLDR setup is confusing. Yeah, let's go. Where's the TLDR? What do I want to say here? Ensure Python works from home. What was the branch? Let's go. All right. Oh. I need to remember what the shortcut is to put that into my quick fix list. Enable multiple sources. I'm an aspiring I'm aspiring for Vim competency, but I'm not there yet. And pip install-r. Okay. As you can see, like, this is sort of hacky instructions. They're I could make them better. I'll make them better the second time around. And I guess it's a question of, is it laziness, or it's more of like, I'm not sure if I want to even keep using TLDR. And so while that doubt is still in my head, I'm not going to be treating its setup very well. I'd rather have this feature built into TLDR, so I don't need to clone my fork of it in the first place. So I'm okay with, like, when the situation is a mess, I'm okay with the mess. No, I should correct that. I'm not okay with the mess. I'm okay. I'm allowing the mess because it just points me at the fact that, should I continue using this tool? Should I put some more effort into nudging the maintainers to include my PR so I can just use so again, the repetition will ensure that this will get into a state that I like. I'm not gonna, and these are enough clues to at least remind me what I need to do. Again, try to not let perfect the enemy of the good. Anyways, I don't even know how to define perfect. All right, looking at Hugo. I'm going to leave that for, that's another thing altogether. Yeah. What should I do with the NeoVim stuff? Yeah, you know what? I am going to And I'm going to put node in the tools config. There, yeah. That will do that. And then the coalescence machine will have to do that repo update for NeoVim. So, yep. And so for that, I think what I'll do is I'll do install Vim. Where is it? I'm going to remove it from this. And I'm just going to put in those steps. For now. There we go. Yeah. And this should be Node.js, and can I plug in add. Is there a list? I can install latest. Show latest stable versions of all. Show list. Okay, so ASDF list Node.js. There we go. Okay. So I can install 18.17.0 or 1. Actually, which version do I have? That's the one. Okay. Oh, is it going to try to compile it? Okay, no, it was just a distribution of it. Nice. Okay, so I could probably get away without NVM now. Yeah, so I'm getting it from NVM right now. So what I think I can do aha, okay. Does Vim still work? Looks like it. Cool. Okay, so I got rid of NVM because I'm not doing node related development, so I don't need to manage multiple versions. I just need Node installed so I can run my language servers. So, all right. Let's see. So we added, check the repos for that. We added the plugins for shell check and Node.js. We added some extra steps for TLDR. we added Node to our user level tools versions, and we added a step to install NVM, but making sure that we add the unstable repo before we install it so we get a modern version of it. We don't install it through our regular list of things, and we removed our NVM configuration. And one could argue that I should also delete NVM because I still have it installed, but the next Repave will handle that. That is fine. So that is a juicy commit of a whole whackload of stuff. So make the WSL template better. And I think that's fine because these are all related to what I discovered from the previous template. So 64, is it? Yeah, 64. And I think that's it. That's, I would call this Repave done. There we go. So I don't think there's anything left hanging here. Maybe need to improve on, oh yeah, the ASDF workflow on setting up Python and all that. So I think in the context of this template, I think I'm good. I am going to look at that, the ASDF bootstrapping in a moment. But I think it's out of the context of repaving. I definitely found a flaw in this repave logic. And I think trying to fix that is out of scope for this video. But I think that's it for this one. I hope that you found it interesting to see my workflow on going through a WSL repave. There was a lot of things went wrong with this one, which was fine. I'm okay with that. I didn't find that too frustrating. The things that broke were all in context of things that I've recently changed to my repaving. So I was half expecting them to fail because that's why I do this, so that I can really see how these things fail on a brand new system. Again, this is for my personal stuff, so it's no big deal if things are broken and a little bit inconvenient. In a team situation, I would, delete, I would repave WSL more frequently. I would repave my laptop more frequently to, be a, to deal with the brunt of the damage when these things happen so I can help the team. That being said, I don't think it's safe to be a hero at this stuff. It's good to distribute the load. But we're not really talking about a team setup right now. This is just me having fun with my personal workstation stuff. This is my definition of fun. So, but anyways, looking forward to the next repave, and maybe at some point I'll stream one live if folks will find that entertaining. All right, until next time, ciao. Hey folks, I wasn't super happy with how I ended the video because I didn't test the things that I implemented that was supposed to fix the issues that I experienced. I sort of committed a bunch of stuff and said, I'm done. Well, what I decided to do is just do another repave. All the context is fresh in my mind, so why not give it another whirl? And what you're seeing now is my second repave, but sped up 4x. So in grand total, I think the 4x is going to be around 3 minutes, but it took around 15. So I think it's really interesting to sort of do this multiple times because the bootstrapping problem is always a little bit tricky. And by bootstrap, I mean like the ASDF stuff that happened earlier. Sometimes the ZSHRC needs to be sourced, and if you don't do it at the right point in time, something else will fail. I think you'll see NeoVim will work, but it'll print out one complaint about calling background, which didn't exist in the path. But here you can see that the ASDF stuff went fine. This time around, I got the normalized Python version. You'll also see, and it looks like we're at the point where the setup is done. The automation has gone to completion, except for just doing this last bits with ASDF, and the rest is going to be the validation steps. So not too bad. Yeah, Ansible takes a little bit, and I think one thing I didn't note is the Ansible POSIX collection seems to be built into Ansible, so I need to quickly jot whether or not that's already built in, and I can actually leave out that step, which would be great. And here we see where NeoVim fails, just because I was looking for a tool called background and it didn't exist in the path. You can see that I sourced my ZSHRC and it's all good. Cool. Man, watching the faster video makes me also talk faster. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But I'm doing the same steps. I'm not skipping any steps here. I'm going to go through the entire checklist, even though I'm fairly confident that it's going to work. But you know, it's just good to get that familiarity. Like I said, it took 15 minutes. I guess that begs the question, like, how often should you do this? As you saw with this, like, I don't do it that often. It's definitely several months. But in a work context, I would do it maybe every couple weeks, depending on the scope of the team and what types of problems that we're facing. But yeah, so here we go. And I think, yeah, that's just doing an MR checkout. Now it's got all the repos. You'll see that I'll get TLDR working without any fuss. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the sped up version of the Repave gone well. And yeah, looking forward to doing more of these.